reality. But guess what? We don't get down.
Alexander on the drive, pulls back, baseline jumper's good. OKC with their first lead of the second half. Williams has been hot all night, falling away, got it. 40 points for Jalen Williams. 28 remaining. Holmgren down the lane. A Holmgren hammer, and it's back up to a dozen.
This is Udart. You're listening to The Uncontested.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast. I'm your host for tonight, Justin. We are proudly part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and brought to you by Prairie Artisan Ales. I'm joined tonight by my good pal, Nick Crane.
Let's get through this weekend, please. There's been so much basketball hype between the preseason and documentaries, and we're going to get into all that. But like, it just makes me miss it that much more. Like real hoops, not even like Thunder. Like there's my calendar year. Like this upcoming part of it is the best because it could be a Tuesday at 11 p.m. Everybody's asleep in bed. I'm up doing whatever. And I can turn on some random West Coast Suns Kings game with two teams I care zero about, but it's hoops and it's interesting. So like, get me through the weekend, please.
Agreed. We are almost there. Almost there. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever else we exist. Come find us. We'll be there. Nick, what you got there tonight?
Sorry, not sour.
Sorry, not sour. Nice. Good pull.
I've had this a couple shows in a row now. I'm heading up to OKC for the opener Tuesday in the hope that I can swing by the tap room and load up. Get the stock back. Not that I dislike this flavor, but it's one of my last flavors, so it's like my variety is no longer.
It's getting low.
There. I had like 9 options when I first restocked.
That's how my fridge is right now. It's pretty fantastic.
It's a great feeling.
Shout out Prairie. A great place to watch ring night if you're not going to be in the building. But Nick, you said it. All the buzz is coming back around the NBA. It has gotten my anticipation up. It's gotten my excitement up. It sounds like you feel the same. The season is right around the corner. Thunder play one more preseason game tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets before ring night on Tuesday in Oklahoma City, which I'm sure is going to be another epic occasion inside Paycom Center. But for me, I have not watched Starting Five yet. I think you've watched some of it, yeah?
Yes.
I know. I don't know how.
Things to do.
I got stuff to do, man. Like people like Clemente who've already watched the entire season. I don't know how people do that.
Kind of makes me mad. And Clemente, if you're listening to this, I don't care. I'm mad at you, and you can text me, and we can. I've
been trying to avoid all the clips on
dude.
Twitter.
Yes, like it came out at 2 a.m. last night. I stayed up till 2 to watch the first episode, which ended up being a pretty big Thunder-centric episode that didn't have much to do with Shea. Not to spoil anything. Yeah. We're not going to spoil anything. If you're listening to this and you've not watched the documentary or Starting Five, we're not going to spoil it. But yeah, same thing. Like I woke up this morning. My plan was to watch a few episodes today, but every time I see something on Twitter from Clemente or someone else, I'm like, scroll. Don't spoil this for me.
Don't look.
It's like, what's the social media has ruined a lot of that stuff. Like the joy of
why
spoilers.
I love shows that come out one episode a week.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it, but it's because I'm always behind. If it all comes out at once, I will be catching up with everyone else in like a month.
Yep.
And I'll feel like I've missed the boat. I am very much looking forward to Starting Five. I did watch Loud City tonight, actually.
It's a good one.
It was really cool. It was very sanitary. Like you know, you could tell it had the Thunder thumbprints on it. There was no shocking revelations, no like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that moments, but it was a really cool way to relive it. especially with J-Dub's narration. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It got me like, I don't know. For me, when I watched it, it brought back all the emotions from the finals run, but also the whole season. And I thought that kind of got me psyched up for the season, remembering all the moments that happened throughout the season that after the run they had in the playoffs, you forget so many of them. It was kind of a cool way to remember like all the way back to the beginning and the 8-1 start and like some of the podcasts we were doing back then and the conversations we were having when we had no idea that team was going to eventually win a championship. It's cool to think back on those moments and know that we're not far off from getting to be there all over again.
Yeah. I, a couple of times in recent shows, I think this is not just me, but it's like everybody, in season, we're dialed in. We have like random facts and statistics and things we remember.
Yep.
Maybe it's like a bad memory thing by me. Like, watching the documentary was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot like a lot of the key things because you're just like out of it.
Yep.
I'm the kind of person that like when, for example, Stranger Things is coming out, I think like later this year.
Yeah.
Anytime a show like that comes out that it's been a year or two or even like
Or
6 months,
5.
I always go to YouTube and I watch like the
same.
recap. And there's like there's the one guy that's always the number one, like the recap guy or whatever that talks really fast but also really clear. This felt like that, but like more enjoyable.
That's a great comparison.
You know, like the new season's coming up. We're going to be podcasting, diving straight into the ring night, here next week. And this felt like I'm back in the saddle. Like I feel like we're in season now after watching that.
Yeah, that is a great comparison because I do the same thing. Inevitably, when we go start a show, my wife looks over at me and goes, "What happened?" What
exactly?
I don't know what's going on. And that it was a great reminder. Like even some of the things in the finals, which you think I would remember. Like I was watching it. And it was talking about how the Thunder were down 10 in the fourth quarter of Game 4. Yep. And I was like, they were down 10 in the fourth? And I'm like, well, no, I remember that. I was there.
You were there. About to say.
I remember sitting there and thinking, at what time and deficit combination do we leave and go back to the hotel? But they won. And like kind of getting to relive some of that again was pretty cool. It makes it feel special all over again to kind of get to go through the journey. And again, doing it with J-Dub's narration was cool. A cool added layer. But now, man, I'm hyped up for ring night. I'm so excited. We're going to be in the building. I know a lot of you listening to this are probably going to be in the building. If you're not going to be in the building, we're going to get to hear Round Ball Rock on NBC, and it's going to be incredible. What a moment for this franchise. What a moment for this team. So many things to look forward to. We've never experienced this before. I've never experienced anything like this. We've talked about this before on shows. Like I'm not a fan of any other pro franchises. And the last time OU won a national championship, I was a child. So this is 24. Uncharted waters. It's very exciting. I'm feeling the buzz.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that point you just made. I'm going to have a little bit of FOMO being in the building, not getting to hear Round Ball Rock.
Right? Like the preseason game the other night was great. Yeah. But the real deal.
Like, should I have my AirPods in streaming it? Well, just for like the intro portion?
I love that. Maybe you should.
How sick would it be if they played it in the arena?
Now we're talking.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think that to put a bow on the Loud City doc, it was good recap. Starting 5, not to spoil anything again. I see people in the chat already getting pissed off. I'm not spoiling anything. It's quite the opposite of Loud City, where it definitely goes through the season and there's things that happened that we know about because they happened on the court.
Yeah.
But it's mostly behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I will say that there is one particular player in the starting 5 that is completely boring. And the storyline is like, I haven't done it because like I want to get the full experience and like, what if I miss something? I almost want to skip forward. Seriously, skip through those parts. Like it is that bad.
Does his name rhyme with Balin Town?
It might. It sure might.
Who Who could have guessed?
Like, there's cool little, like, I'm not saying his life is boring and there's nothing significant about his story. It's just like
Yeah.
compared to the other guys,
Yeah.
it's just completely different.
Yep.
I would say
It feels like Netflix chose to include him because they were assuming the Celtics would return to the finals.
Yes.
Which is probably a safe bet. I would have made the same bet.
For sure. And for, again, not spoiling anything, for a franchise that doesn't, I don't know if I'm going to fault the franchise. Maybe it's just like an NBA thing. I don't follow as many teams as close as the Thunder. You don't get a lot of like insight into their personal life and like get to see what these players are doing on a Tuesday, on an off day at their house. Like the cameras are in their house. Like it's really cool. And I think that is furthermore kind of hyping up the start of the regular season for me. And kind of like when you watch a lot of TV show parallels here. When you watch a TV show, you feel like you know the character by the end of it, right? Like name any show, name one of the main characters. By the end, you're like, I know everything about this person. I feel like I know them. It kind of feels like that with a few of these guys, especially the ones that I hadn't really followed super, like Tyrese Halliburton. Like I didn't really know much about his backstory and family and stuff. Like it's really cool to like see the behind the scenes. So
I think that's what those documentaries do so well, is that even for someone who's not a diehard NBA fan or a fan of any of these teams, there's still something you get out of it that makes it draws you in. It's why there's so many F1 fans in the world now, is because of Netflix, probably. So that's cool to think about, like what new NBA fans are going to get introduced to Shea and the Thunder through that series is pretty cool to think about.
Yeah. And again, won't name players, but there's one that like has a serious reputation. I'm not going to say for what, you'll understand when you watch it, but like has a different side that I don't think anybody really knows about unless you just like studied this player or like are a fan of the team or whatever, where it's like, oh, like maybe these media narratives that players always talk about where like they're like, maybe that's real. Like maybe there's a lot more to the story than what we see on social media. So
interesting. Very interesting. I look forward to it. That's one I want to watch with my wife. So that's why still haven't gotten there yet.
You're going to finish it in like December.
Probably. Yes. Bear with me.
Yeah.
But it's got my excitement up. Ring night is on Tuesday. The Thunder face the Rockets. It'll be on national TV on NBC. The Thunder will be receiving their championship rings. I was trying to do a little deep dive today on recent rings, and they keep these things under wraps until the day of pretty much every year. So everybody's kind of been clamoring for a first look at the ring. I don't think it's going to happen until Tuesday. I would keep your eyes peeled on social media on Tuesday during the day. I think we'll probably get a look at it. It looks like John's of Beverly Hills is the go-to ring source. I'm curious to see. I feel like rings have gotten more and more extravagant, where there's like hidden compartments and moving pieces and little Easter eggs, and like the Eagles Super Bowl ring that had the wings that popped out.
Yep.
Or like the ones where like the top screws off. I'm really curious to see what the Thunder's ring approach looks like. Like what little Easter eggs do they have hidden in it? What little storytelling motifs do they have?
Take a guess. You'd probably know better than anybody on an educated guess.
See, part of me thinks they, in true Thunder fashion, it is not gimmicky. Like I think it's going to be a very classic, straightforward ring. I don't think you're going to have any like cheeky phrases or like a lightning bolt's going to pop out of the side or like anything like, I don't anticipate any of that just because of who the Thunder franchise is.
Who
I would
does the team have that much influence on the design, or is it NBA?
Absolutely,
sanctioned?
they do.
You think so?
No, I think it is very team driven.
Okay.
And I'm sure they've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
I would anticipate some sort of like state, community, city nod in there, right? Like the some of the phrases they had on some of the city edition uniforms, like with the Oklahoma like Oklahoma Standard, like that kind of stuff. I could absolutely see making an appearance. One thought I had today, I don't know how feasible it would be, but I feel like the organization has embraced that one photo of like Shea in front of the memorial. Like you get any kind of like memorial nod that comes in and plays a part of it. I don't know that you will, because that could be just trying to do too much, like I said, but some of those types of things could be interesting. But I think you're going to get a lot of like team unity, Oklahoma Standard type of messaging on it, if anything.
Think you'll get any Presti or Degnaldisms? 0-0 mentality or stacking days, or
that would be really funny. But that's kind of like, it just feels off brand for them to do things like that.
Maybe. What question in the chat? And I had the same question for you pre-show. What are they wearing? Is there anything special?
Great question.
On court wear? Can fans get some of this stuff? Like, what do you know to this point?
Great question.
I don't know if you have any like secret information, but what can you share?
Not secret information, just highly niche information that no one else cares about. That's what I'm good for. The team will typically they wear jackets. Ever since Nike took over the NBA, the ring night teams will be wearing a special warm up. It's usually white and gold. It's kind of taken different styles through the years. It was like the hoodies, and then the Warriors had like a short sleeve shooting shirt. In the last couple of years, it's been like a bomber jacket. I would anticipate that it would be a bomber jacket based off. There was a picture that J-Dub posted on his Instagram story.
Oh, really?
Of some guy wearing the jacket. You can't really see it very well. I have no idea who the guy was. I on Twitter I referred to him as Timu Dave Portnoy. I have no idea who it is.
You tweeted this from your account?
I did. But you can kind of get a good look at it, and it looks very similar to the Celtics jacket from last year, which is pretty cool. It's classy. It's got a gold logo on the front. On the back it says NBA Champions 24-25. Like I think it'll look pretty nice, and that is typically something that is available in the team store and online, so fans should be able to buy that.
Oh,
there's also a hat.
You made that
jacket mock-up?
Yeah,
I did.
Oh, when I was scrolling today, I thought that was the real thing.
That's my guess.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, on my page I posted my mock-up of that's what I'm assuming it'll look like. There's also a hat that I do have official images of. Again, very similar to the Celtics hat, but it's got some nice details to it. I'm not totally sold on the Thunder Champion hat or the Ring Night hat. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm probably going to buy it no matter what.
Yeah.
So, and they know that.
Anything else to display?
Yeah. Well, the thing I'm most curious about, the thing I've wondered the most about is the banner. What does the banner look like? Their banners now, pretty simple, right? Logo in the middle, says what they won at the top, and then Oklahoma City Thunder at the bottom. And some teams take that approach for their title banners, like the Celtics are a great example.
Yeah.
And then some, when they win a championship, they'll like put the trophy on there. Like I think Dallas did that. I think the Nuggets did that. I was like Googling recent championship banners to try and see kind of what the trends were. Some are really ugly. I think that Thunders will be pretty classic. But my biggest question is it white or blue? Because as of now, division titles are white, conference titles are blue. Where do you go next? I kind of think it's blue. I think it's blue with the trophy.
Surely it's bigger too, right?
That's a good question.
Surely.
Yeah.
Like if it just blends in with the other.
That would be the most Thunder thing ever.
I know, but like, I don't know if I like that. I think it needs to be a big, bold, like when you look up into the rafters, that's the first thing.
I think it'll be over by the Collison banner.
I do too.
Like it's center court-ish.
Yeah.
I think it'll be big. I like that. I think it'll be blue.
Yeah.
I think it'll have the trophy.
It doesn't make sense to do this because they didn't wear these uniforms, but you know, the jerseys that on the back had like the stripes.
Yeah.
That kind of like that would be a sick.
That would be cool
Banner design. They would never do that. Like it's way too crazy for them.
Absolutely not. Someone would lose their mind if that banner was orange.
What if it was? Would they go weird enough that whether it's blue or white, the font was gold instead of like white or blue, the inverse of
Maybe,
the actual
yeah.
color.
Yeah, could be.
White
I also
with
think,
gold letters would be sick.
I think the like Champions logo they've been using a lot. That's on like the t-shirts they gave out for the pre-parade ceremony. It was on billboards and stuff like that. Could make an appearance on it.
Yeah,
and that had some gold accents. So yeah, it could be. These are the fun things that you
Yeah.
get to outside of what happens during the 48 minutes of the game. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm also curious, is Dylan Jones going to be there?
You know what?
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there's something special about doing it whenever your team comes to town. Like on all
that's
sports.
true.
Like when the Rangers won it a couple years ago, all the guys that left, like whenever they made their first appearance in Arlington, and they got like their own moment in front of the crowd.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Gonna do it in Washington or when the Wizards come
when
to
the Wizards come
Oklahoma
to town.
City?
Yeah. He could. It would not shock me if he was there. I think from a
I don't know the Wizards schedule well enough to know.
I
what
also
his
don't
plans
know
are.
the Wizard, like from a team chemistry and bought in standpoint, like is it the
here
best
we go.
look?
Ben in the chat says the Wizards will be in Oklahoma City on October 30th.
He'll do it then.
That probably makes sense.
And it'll be one of those, cool, quirky moments that we forget about in a month, but look back and they'll be smiling at. But like he'll be center court, getting his own standing ovation. The players will go tackle him, and they'll get a team picture together. Like that's how it'll be.
Yep.
Dylan
Totally
Jones.
agree.
I forgot about that guy.
The only one.
5 second-round picks for that Dylan Jones.
Heyo.
Actually,
easy.
6 because they used one to dump him.
Touche.
Yeah.
The other part I loved about going back to the Loud City doc was after the Thunder won Game 4. I've watched this clip like 50 times in various videos. But you see Caruso coming off the floor, and there's a close-up shot of him like getting dapped up, and the first guy to dap him up, Dump Truck Dukas.
No way.
Yes, every time.
My God.
What a legend. Forever immortalized in the Thunder championship videos.
Playing in the NBL.
Dukas. Yeah, he is.
Good for him.
I want to go to Australia.
Yeah, same. Let's go.
Podcast
trip to go watch Dump Truck Dukas.
Yes. That's the best idea I've ever heard. That's amazing. So aside from the theatrics, aside from the pomp and circumstance and the rings, though you mentioned this to me during the finals run, Nick, about replica rings.
Ah, yes.
I want a replica ring so bad. I don't even know if that's going to be a thing that exists, but I want one. I've already decided.
In my experience, just from like other teams that I've seen, not even like NBA really, baseball is really big on replica rings. I think the Rangers had like 24 ring nights their first year after winning. And they even had some this year, 2 years after.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Like, you trying to get rid of them or what? They're nothing like the gaudy rings that the players
but
get.
still.
No, they're still sick. Like, trust me, I have a couple of Rangers ones. I wonder if that is something that the Thunder actually do, like replica rings.
Yep.
Do they surprise the fans and they're on the chairs on Tuesday? I doubt it, but that'd be incredible.
I doubt it. But
I could see them doing like a theme night, especially if it was like a Friday, city night or whatever.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I also could see where they don't.
I could see that as
well.
well.
The good thing is, in the year 2025, there will be plenty of replicas online that you can buy.
Timu Thunder Championship ring, here I come.
100% will be online.
Yeah. The Thunder, I mean, their organization has just always kind of been that way. Have I ever told you my bobblehead story?
I don't think so. I think I remember that one.
It's not that dramatic of a story, but as you know, I interned for the Thunder back in 2011. And one of the tasks I was assigned was to pull reference photos for bobbleheads. And I had a list of guys that were going to get bobbleheads. And I had to go scour Getty images to find images that would be good references, looking for like key poses of certain guys. And they never happened, and they've never happened. And I think it's very on brand for the Thunder. They don't do anything that goes out of the way of like celebrating an individual over the team ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, this is a team thing though, which is good.
But this is a team thing, but the way that they have very deliberately tried to turn the page on it, I wouldn't be surprised, like you're saying, if they just never did anything like that, because we're moving on. It's the next season.
I hadn't thought
We're
about
turning the page.
Every team in every sport does bobbleheads.
Not the Thunder. They've literally never done it. I have a Desmond Mason Hornets bobblehead.
I have a Chris Paul Hornets bobblehead.
Yes, but no Thunder ones. And I got really excited because the Thunder had been in Oklahoma City for a couple seasons and they hadn't done one yet. And I was like, this is awesome. And I'm not making the bobbleheads, but I get to like play a role. Nope.
Why?
Here we are almost 20 years later. No bobbleheads.
Very interesting.
Yep. It's the way they roll. So aside from all the extracurriculars, the NBA season starts next week. This was the other thought that came to mind as I was watching Loud City and the trailers for Starting Five and all this other stuff. How are you feeling, Nick, as someone that covers this team, about the prospect of covering a defending champion, and like where are your expectations at for this upcoming season?
I mean, the clear favorite to win it again, which is not an easy thing to do. And historically, the only teams to do it end up being dynasties or like trend in that direction.
Yep.
The Nuggets won it a couple years ago, and they were like the team that was going to win it again. The Celtics won it last year. They were assumed that. I mean, if you're listening to podcast a year ago today, we're talking about the Thunder are probably good enough. Like, can they get through the freaking Celtics?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work that way. I
think for most of the season, that prediction looked correct.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And they were Game 7 against the Nuggets away from us talking about a second round exit, and is Shea good enough to be the guy on this team? And does J-Dub need to be traded? Because like J-Dub was early in the playoffs. Like there were some people out for his head. And I don't think the Thunder would have traded him, to be clear, but the conversation's completely different. And you get a lot more
Twitter
grace.
Tried to trade him.
Yeah. But when you end up having 40 in the finals and you win it all, like everything's okay. Expectation wise, like I think they are the favorite. They should be the favorite. They will win it again if, no misfortune comes their way. I think the biggest reasons for them doing so is a massive Chet leap. I think people forget that. I was talking to someone about this today. Before he went down, like Chet had a better MVP case than Shea did.
Yeah.
Like 9 games into the season.
He was getting depoy buzz.
Yeah. I mean, he's number 2 this year in Vegas odds behind Wemby. Probably will be for a while. I think Kaysen takes a big jump, and I know Jacob will love to hear that. Like this team will be better than they were last year. Will they win as many games? I don't know.
Yep.
But even like Vegas win totals, they're like 8 or 12 games better than the next best team, which is just nuts.
Bonkers.
So yeah, expectation is they run it back and they win it again. Will they? I don't know. That's like even being a heavy favorite is like a 20% chance odds wise. So it's really freaking hard to do.
Yep. That again was something I was reminded of watching the Loud City doc. I think you just remember what a razor's edge the playoffs are.
Yep.
Even for a team that was as historically dominant as the Thunder. A handful of plays either way, and the Thunder get bounced way sooner than they should. And the flip side that I don't think gets talked about as much, a handful of plays go the other way, and the Thunder kind of steamroll the playoffs.
Yes. They did not play well in the playoffs last year. Like
exactly. And Thunder shoots their season average from 3. Things look very different.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon.
Their only 2 home losses were buzzer beater losses.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Aaron Gordon or Tyrese Halliburton's buzzer beater rims out. You're talking about a playoff run very differently than you are right now. You're not going to complain about being on the high side, but that for me, kind of rewatching that and reliving that a little bit, it was a reminder of one, if they come up short, it's not as bad as it seems, right? Like not winning a championship this year is not a failure for this team because it's really freaking hard to do and you have to have a lot go your way. 2, if they came out and steamrolled the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised either, right? Like both scenarios would not surprise me because that's just what the margins in the playoffs are. And I think you look back at some of the historically great teams that the Thunder got compared to this last year, to your point about when you repeat, it's typically because you're a historically great team.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the 96 Bulls, you look at the 2015 Warriors, what they did the next year and what they did in the playoffs of the next year is pretty disgusting.
Yep.
And there's no reason, nothing's happened with this roster to make you think that that's not on the table. And that, to me, feels like the most uncharted territory for me as a Thunder fan and someone who's going to watch all 100 games of what happens next. We just literally never had that be a possibility that's not like far-fetched Thunder Homer fanfic.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing that could happen.
Yeah. And like, it's so matchup dependent. I think that's the biggest thing I would like be looking
Totally
at this year in the regular season. I think that anyone listening to this, watching this, you can feel however you want to during the regular season. And I'm sure there will be times where you want to, put your head through the TV.
Some on our podcast
Yeah.
might feel that way.
None of these 82 games matter, like really, from a win-loss standpoint. Like I think the Thunder will be the number 1 seed, barring major injuries. Like they're that much better than anybody else in the West. But matchup-wise, like we saw in the playoffs last year, the Timberwolves were unbelievable in their first 2 rounds because they matched up well. They were way too big for the Lakers, and then they played the Thunder and couldn't do anything. Like they other than that 40-point blowout fluke game, like they were steamrolled.
Yep.
They're a better team than the Pacers, and the Pacers gave the Thunder way more fits. Matchups matter. In a 7-game series, there's weird sample sizes of things that happen. I think the interesting thing about the Rockets this year is how big that they're going to play. I still think they have like no reliable guard play, but they have so many defenders and they've got humongous play. Same with the Mavs, to be honest, who've had the Thunder's number. Like you're telling me an 8-1 hypothetically matchup with the Thunder and the Mavs, and Kyrie is, a month back into it and getting back into shape. That's terrifying. I think the Thunder still win that series, to be clear, but like
that's not who you want in round 1.
No. And it's all matchup dependent. So
I agree. I think
that's what to watch for. I think
that plays a huge factor. You made me think of something, a quote from Daignault during that documentary where he was talking about reintegrating Chet into the lineup. And he said, the team had gotten hot with Chet out. They had found some success, and we had to be willing to take 1 step back in order to take 2 steps forward. And I think that mentality is the mentality of the Thunder. It's why they were successful last year, and it's going to be the mentality this year too, right? We know this team is good enough to win a championship. Yeah. We don't have to go prove that all 82 games. That's not something we have to go learn about this team. What we have to go learn about this team is how do they get better? What else do they have? What do we have that we don't know they have? What combinations of lineups, what types of sets, what types of action can they run that we've never seen before? It's not all going to go well.
Yeah.
Some of it's going to go very poorly, but you'd much rather figure that out in mid-December against the Wizards than you would in May against the Nuggets. And I think that is a really grounding thought as we get ready to embark on this journey. But I think for me, it's a really exciting thought of what else are they going to learn? Because if you rewind to some of our preseason shows last year, think about the things we were talking about, the things we were laser focused on compared to what we actually saw in the playoffs. I'm not saying everything was totally off base. I think we do all right, but a lot of the nuances is probably stuff we never even considered when it came playoff time.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about this season is the Thunder's in the driver's seat. They are the team to beat. And like, we're going to have plenty to talk about. I'm not worried about that. But at the end of the day, it's the other teams that have to figure out how to beat the Thunder, not really the other way around. Like, their whole motto has always been, we're going to play our way and we're going to do our thing. Now more than ever, like,
Yep.
That's perfect because you're the team that already figured out how to win, and other teams have to be better than you somehow.
Yep.
So it's just going to be an interesting phenomenon. There's no more of this like you're chasing another team, like you are the team.
Yep. You're the front. It is a challenge to be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got no one else to look at. You're not chasing anything other than your own ghost.
Yeah.
And everybody's chasing you, right? And that changes the dynamic when you walk into Capital One Arena in the middle of December. That is a different environment when you're the defending champs. It brings a different energy to the fans. It brings a different energy to your opponent. That, the Thunder were really good. And I think definitely like for a good chunk of the season last year, they had that target on the back, but it's different. Think back to when Boston rolled into Paycom Center, right? There was a buzz in the arena that wasn't present for probably 40 of the other games that took place there.
Yeah. And we forget, like the documentaries both have clips of different media personalities, national media personalities saying different things throughout the year last year. And it's like funny to look at now, like this person in January was saying they don't think the Thunder can get over the hump because they're too young, or their post-game celebrations are corny, or they couldn't beat the Bucks in the big moment of the NBA Cup. Like now looking back, it's hilarious because like, they did. But knowing that other teams are also going to take them a little bit more seriously, and like they're going to get everyone's best shot every single night.
Silva and I were reminiscing the other day about the Chris Vernon drama from December. Like again, from December, it's not like it was October. Like it was a decent chunk into the season. We thought Memphis was the arch rivals. It was Thunder Memphis, and Chris Vernon was saying that Thunder haven't proven anything, and that was enemy number one. And then fast forward to the playoffs where you sweep them in the first round, and things can change fast.
Yeah, they sure can.
Very fast. Anything specifically you're looking to with the matchup with the Rockets on ring night? I think that is the other fun part. Like once we get through it all, through all the celebrations, there is an actual basketball game to play against what should be a very good team in the West and a very interesting team in the West because of all the offseason changes they've undergone.
Yeah, I think the Jalen Williams injury is like the only significant thing that's top of mind to me. You obviously want to win on ring night. And if the Rockets do win, all of Twitter is going to be saying the Rockets spoiled their ring ceremony. I'm here to tell you, only one team is going home that night with the ring on their finger and a Larry O'Brien in their trophy case. The Thunder lose, there's nothing spoiled about it. But I'm curious if we get a real J-Dub injury update before then, whether that's like a press release or like Mark pregame. Because if he's not playing, there's got to be some indicating factor level of severity. Right now, like he could miss the first week, could miss the first month. I have no idea. He could play. I don't know.
Right.
There's been speculation he probably won't, but we don't know.
That's a great point. You brought that up the other day in our chat, and I hadn't thought about it. Of like they really haven't released an update. They've never said like, here's where he's at. He'll be reevaluated in X weeks or anything.
Well, they
like
did
that.
when they had the surgery, and it was the reevaluation date was like September 23rd. Like we're almost a month away.
A long time ago,
you know, and nothing. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, or if it's like the Thunder, like Mark would never give the starting lineups. He thinks it's an edge. Who knows what it actually is? But at some point, the NBA will mandate some sort. I mean, you have to give an injury report, you know, the day before. So there will be something questionable, probable, doubtful, out. Like who knows?
Yep. I agree. That'll be very interesting to watch. I think for me, I am anticipating the Thunder to be fired up. Not that anybody wouldn't be for the first game of the season, but again, kind of reminiscing through the playoff run, I think the energy they brought to that Timberwolves game after Shea got his MVP trophy and just came out in game 2 and looked pretty unbelievable. I would anticipate something similar. Riding the wave of ring night, I think they're going to be hungry to come out and show that it wasn't a fluke. It's not a one-off, that they want to establish themselves. And I'd be surprised if, you know, you get any kind of like ring night hangover or anything from this team. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Like,
it's going to be super fun.
Can't believe it's here. It feels like the offseason just ended. or the
I know it's been the
playoff
weirdest, like shortest, longest off season ever.
Yeah.
Because usually we have months to fill between the end of the season and the draft, and then this time it was like you blinked and it was time for the draft.
Yeah. Well, it's a good problem to have.
It is. Yeah, I much prefer that schedule given the alternative.
Yes.
And they have a preseason game tomorrow against the Nuggets. I don't know what to expect from that game. I feel like a lot of times teams will just like play nobody in the last preseason game or treat it like a real game and play like their actual lineup. I kind of, if I had to bet on it, I would say the Thunder play nobody or mostly nobody. But who knows? It could be a really fun game or it could be a total snooze fest.
Yeah. My money would be on the lineup looking very similar to the opener against the Hornets, where it was like Queso and
agreed,
and Taupe and those guys. Like, but
not Taupe.
No, not Taupe. You're right. He can't. He's hurt now. Jeez, that's another. I mean, obviously it doesn't really impact ring night. Like, it's another player, and Kenrich is going to be out too for several
When's
weeks.
Topic going to get to wear his NBA debut patch, Nick?
Oh, that's a good point for his trading card. That'll But I hadn't thought about that. Most rookies that have a train in Sorber, will he just never have his rookie patch card?
He will eventually.
If they do it again next year, like maybe they don't.
I bet they do. It's big
Probably
business.
Multi-year partnership.
Yeah, that's big business these days.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the Chris Youngblood game. He'll score 40. He'll get his 2-way contract.
There we go.
The season.
I love that. I love that prediction. Sign me up.
Yep.
Well, folks, it's here. I'm stoked. Join us on Sunday for our annual preseason bets podcast. One of my favorite shows of the year. I've already been trying to cook up bets. Be hard to top some of the things you other sickos come up with. But if you're listening and you want to play along, submit your own bets in the chat. Come hang out with us on Sunday. Bets and bet payoffs is always a fun part of the bet brainstorming. So make sure to come tune in on Sunday for that. No better way to get psyched for the beginning of the season and then get ready for ring night on Tuesday as the Thunder take on the Rockets to open the NBA season. We're going to be here through it all. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in tonight. That'll do it for me and Nick. See you on Sunday. And as always, Thunder up.